Animated Love Scene was the first song on the album that really set a stage for the way the rest of the album was going to go. And it was weird getting there because the album project is so old. But it really, really defined things as far as the final product and as far as where everything was going to go from there. It takes on a dancier kind of sound than I was looking for initially, but the end result was something that was still very fresh. And the song took so long to write, but the rest of the work to go in to that song and what it contributes to the album is still very exciting. And it really helps to add that experimental nature to the rest of the album. Animated Love Scene's a song about date. Really, that's what it is. People come to me and they say, hey, what was that tune about? Or what were you really trying to get out of that? And an Animated Love Scene was really just this song about two people being like super involved emotionally in how they spent their time with the other person, that everything felt surreal and glossy and kind of as if it weren't really real life. And so it sort of takes this like dancey, housey kind of shuffle kind of beat, and it's sort of very, you feel everything. It's kind of a euphoric kind of song, and that's just a byproduct of trying to really catch that feeling that was going on. Take a look at the track. This is what it currently looks like. You'll see drums right above this first line here, and then you've got a sequence sound, and then your leads, and then like that little bell part that's like do 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 do. Your bass line, and then down to your separated vocal parts. One where it's all like normal, and then one where it's all like, hey, look at me, I sound like I'm talking through a telephone. They're little left field bits all over the album. It feels like it comes from a different place than other Kirk Lutes records do. An Animated Love Scene was really at the helm of that approach, of that desire to sort of go against the grain. It kind of takes this 80s kind of feel, but in a way that's done as if it were like a house song, like the type of track that you hear in a club today. Set Me Ablaze is another really big favorite part on the record. It's one of the song is still stuck in my head, and it's the newest song for the record. Like, the album began as a plan in 2009. It's an old plan, but it's very relevant still. It's very it's deep and it's emotional, and it's sort of like eyes wide open feel to a whole slew of different emotions. That's the base of the record, and Set Me Ablaze is really one of those songs that drives that. It's, your quintessential slow dance love ballad. And there was no part of writing that song that wasn't fun. I remember finishing the lyrics for that song on Christmas Eve 2014, and then 3 days later, this world record time for having a new song done, all of a sudden this acoustic demo popped up, and it's just vocal and guitar, and like that the song was mapped. It just needed a point where it could then sound something like the rest of the Third Dimension album, and a demo popped up in the new year, and it had that piano track in there that it's really minimal and sparse, but I think that's the point of the song. The song is supposed to be sort of this airy, saturated kind of like dream sequence love moment, and it does what it needs to do. It speaks of being completely spellbound by tenderness, by warmth, and by emotional response, and the feeling of being just so warm on the inside that you're on fire. Not literally, just so we're clear. But it catches a feeling, and it's caught this feeling that I've had within me for, oh gosh, a while. It's easily one of my favorite points on the album, and yet it's the newest song, but it fits in with all these songs that are like 3, 4, 5, and 6 years old. And I think that's great. I think it's wonderful that it fits in so well. And I also know that it's been played live once to date, and it was just, I shake when I play it because that's how strongly I feel it. But people as well, they come to me and they're like, whoa, what was that? And to me, it's one of my all-time favorite points of the new record. Just the fact that it is what it is. It's sincere, it's short, it's sweet, and it's really fun to sing.